Open Google Drive. Give me a second. Everybody calm down. I want to be that aesthetic writing girl, or else I'm not going to like myself anymore. Hi. It's weird. I don't know what to say. How do people start YouTube videos? I don't even watch YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing. But today I wanted to attempt to make my first YouTube video. I didn't want to do an introduction because talking about myself is scary. And I probably know myself less than you do, and you don't know me. So as a alternative to an introduction and facts and Q&A and stuff, I don't know, but alternative to that, I'm going to tell you my 2025 goals. Through my goals, you'll get a lot of information about me and you'll kind of see the type of person I am. So yeah, I have them here on my iPad. I wrote them last night, or I wrote them January. It is February. This is kind of late, but it's fine. So there's, wait, you can't see. Yes, if you're worried about me wearing pajama pants, mind your business. So the goals I have today, there's book-related goals, crafty-related goals, writing-related goals, social media, and personal. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start with my book-related goals because they're the longest ones I have, and I feel like it's the easiest to kind of go through each of them. Midway through, if I look up here instead of here, I have a Canon G7X, so the screen flips up, and so I keep looking at myself to make sure I'm in frame, and just because it's automatic to see myself and look at it, because, just kidding, I have anxiety, I don't even like what I look like. It's automatic, so I'm trying to focus on the lens, but I will look up here a lot. But yeah, so just heads up. Okay, so book goals. My number one book goal is my book reading goal, and this year my goal is 50 books. Last year it was 25, and then I pushed it up to 35, and I made that. And I think I read 37 or something like that. I'll put it up here, what I actually read. The year before that, I was struggling. Either 2021 or 2022, I read 120 books, and that was the best year I've ever had reading books. And I want to get back to that. I tried the year after that, I tried to set it to 100 because I didn't think I was gonna. Nope. So we're starting slow. Last year I did almost get to 40, so I thought 50 would be good for 12 months. Since it is January, I have already read 5 or 6. I'm currently listening to an audiobook of the Warriors books. Shout out to my partner because they wanted me to read their childhood books, so I am. Anyways, 50 books. Hopefully. That's a stretch. I have a list of the top 25 books that I want to read, or else I'm not going to like myself anymore. It's 25 for 2025, you know? Number 2 is to read 3 fantasy series. I know that's a lot because it depends on how many books is in each fantasy series, but I have subnotes for some of these, and my subnote for that is the Cruel Prince series. If I could only read one series this year, it would be the Cruel Prince series. I read The Cruel Prince, the first book of the series, 2 years ago, and I loved it, immediately rated it 5 stars. But then I never continued the series, which is very stupid. I don't know why I did that. But I want to go back because I love it so much, and I know stuff that happened, but I've just never read it myself. So I need to go back and do that. Third goal is to read a 450 plus page book. Am I gonna get there? Who knows? It's just so that I go for more quality over quantity, because I tend to just read short romance smutty audiobooks. I'm not even gonna lie, it tends to be just spicy novellas. And so in order to stop myself from doing that, the goal is to read at least one 450 page book to get some type of quality seriousness in there. Goal number 4 is to have a 24-hour readathon and to vlog it. I have been wanting to do this for so long, and I vlog a lot, vlog as in record myself. I've never actually posted a vlog, but I've made videos just for fun. But I want to start vlogging, and I want to have a 24-hour readathon so bad. And I stay up a lot, I don't sleep, I have an issue, there's a problem with me. And so that's a goal. Me and my partner want to do that, so maybe I'll record it and post it on here in the next couple of months. We'll see what happens. That's a goal. Goal number 5 is to read 3 classics. I have been wanting to get into classics really bad because I'm usually the romance, fantasy, mental health, fictional type of books. But I want to get into kind of like quote unquote real literature. That's stupid to say, but to like the more like when people think of literature, what they think of classic books. I have a few jotted down for that. My number one is The Secret History. I want to read The Secret History. That's on my 25 for 25 list. I need to read that this year, or else I'm gonna feel like a stupid human being who doesn't know anything about human being things. And I need to know because I'm a human being. You know what I mean? Goal number 6, annotate a book. You know when you look on Pinterest and you just see like those really pretty annotated books where it's all like underlined and highlighted and they drew like little pictures and they have cute highlights and like writings in the margins and it's just so pretty. I want to be that aesthetic writing girl. And I fear that I probably won't be because my handwriting is either disgusting or it's not aesthetic. I have nice handwriting. I'm not going to say I have bad handwriting. I have nice handwriting. Like don't do that to me. I have nice handwriting. But it's not book handwriting. And I could write like that. I've been writing like that recently. But then nobody else is going to understand it. And like, what if I want to donate the book one day and have someone read my margins and like find me and just like we become best friends? And I can't do that if they can't read my margins. You know what I mean? 7. Oh, okay. This one's like, am I going to get to this one? But number 7 is to read one of the first 10 books on my Goodreads to read section. I love Goodreads. I've been using Goodreads since like 2021. And even though I don't read as much as I used to, love putting books on my to read list. I see a book I want to read, want to read button, clicked immediately. I love marking books to read. But because of that, I have like 500, 600, 700, I don't know, but I have a lot of books on my to read list. My TBR, endless. And so I want to go to my first 10 books on there and read one of those because it kind of shows what my taste used to be and I want to see if I would still dig it. Number 8 is to finish 5 physical books before buying any new ones. So book buying ban. I've been on a book buying ban for like 3 years because I own over 200 books and I just don't read them. I've read a lot of them, but not as much as I should have for having over 200. So I need to get there. Number 9 is to make actual book reviews. This one's hard. And that's because I read a book. I like a book. I rate a book. And then I don't think about the book ever again. So if I don't immediately rate a book or immediately make a video about a book, then I fear I don't remember anything about the book. And that's where the issues come in handy because then I can't rate it. Usually on Goodreads, like I'll put an example of my usual Goodreads ratings. It's usually like one line and I'm just like, I love it and I need this for myself. Or at least that's what they used to be when I actually read. I really need to get on that. Anyways, I do want to make like actual like what are they called? Wrap-ups, like monthly or weekly or whatever wrap-ups of books I read. I just don't read as much as I used to, so it's hard to do that when I read like 3 books a month. So we'll see about that. And then number 10, which is the last one on my book section, is to read 3 books that people recommend me. And this is just to get out of my comfort zone of like books that I would usually read. I put a little sub note that my partner can only recommend me 2 books because they read a lot also, and they recommend me a lot of books. But I need at least one other person to recommend me a book because we have a lot of... No, they're more sophisticated. Yeah. I was gonna say we have a lot of the same taste, but we don't, I fear. I fear I'm the one lacking here. So, yeah. Anyways, next section. Okay, so my next section of goals I have are my crafty goals. I've always had different like artistic hobbies. I make jewelry sometimes, I paint, I do different like art stuff. Jewelry, painting. There was another artistic one I did, but jewelry, painting, drawing, I do that. But I recently got into crocheting, so that's like the big crafty-esque thing I have. And so I've started making crafty goals for this year because I want to do more artistic stuff. Number 1 is to crochet 3 blankets. Now here's the thing. I'm already 2/3 there. I've already crocheted 2 blankets this year, and it is February 4th. I made one for my partner, which was their Christmas present, but it took me way longer than it was supposed to. I made the 6-day star blanket, and I finished that in January. And then I made a 6-day star blanket for my sister. It was smaller, so I finished it quicker, but that was very cute. So 2 blankets down. The 3rd one has to be a blanket for me. I have to make myself a blanket. I'm probably going to end up going past this 3 blanket goal But 3 blankets, I'm not changing it because if I don't reach it, it's going to upset me and my perfectionism is going to kick in, and then I'm going to start changing all my goals, and I can't do that. So 3 blankets, I've already done 2 out of 3. I'm going to get the third one for myself. My second one is to sew clothes or start getting rid of them. For Christmas, my grandma and aunt bought me a sewing machine that I was talking about because I wanted to get into sewing and like altering my clothes. I love fashion. I don't dress up as much as I want to, but I do love fashion. And I want to either alter my clothes that I don't wear to become something that I will wear or like to fit me and stuff like that, or get rid of them. I have 2 bags, like actually right next to me right now, of clothes that I'm getting rid of because I went through and did laundry and did all that. The big thing about this is just I need to learn how to sew. I need to learn how to sew. And I want clothes to fit me because I want to alter them to be snatched at my waist so that people can be like, how are you keeping yourself up right now? You're literally I want to be. Goal number 3 is to crochet 3 pieces of clothing. I got into crochet really because I love outfits and I love people crocheting their own pieces, which got me to thinking I can do that. I can actually make that and make my own cardigan, you know? The goal is to start making my own clothes. And so I've started this. I'm currently making a sweater. I would be done with it by now, I think, but cuffs are stressing me out. I've finished one of them. She came along splendidly. The other one, I've been crocheting this for about a long time, and I restarted the cuff about a lot of times, and I'm stressed, and so I'm taking a break. I would be doing it right now, but I decided to record this because apparently making a video and posting it online was less stressful than that freaking cuff. So, number 4 is to go through my thrifted pieces of jewelry, and so I'll actually go get those so that I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So when I say I make jewelry, and I have been making jewelry, I mean that I used to make necklaces and bracelets, and I have wire, and I used to make nose cuffs and stuff like that, all that jazz. So I have a lot of jewelry pieces that I have just randomly. There's a lot. Most of them are in this box, as I kind of organize them. And I need to make these into jewelry or just throw them away because they're never going to get used. You know those like bags or like jars where it's like just full of random like jewelry pieces and like rings and earrings and stuff like that? I got one of those at a swap meet. Look at how cute that would be. Like, there's so many different things that would be really cute if I would just get a hold of myself and lock in. A lot of it is just pieces that I can use and I don't, and I really need to. So the goal is to use some of these and make it into necklaces and earrings and jewelry and stuff like that, or just throw it away because it's taking up too much space in my closet. If I do that, I'll record either on here or like TikTok and do like a make jewelry with me until I can't anymore, or like seeing how many thrifted pieces I can make stuff out of, or more creative titles, guys. I'm going through a lot right now. Okay, goal 5 on my crafty list is to make at least 3 what I made in a month videos. And it's kind of like the book wrap-up videos. It's like, okay, this month I made this crochet sweater, this blanket, I made this piece of jewelry, yada yada yada, da 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 da. They're always so cute, and I watch them and I'm like, see, I can do that. Like I can make these pieces and put them out there for other people to see. Like I feel so inspired when I see those videos. And I want to be inspiring to someone. I can inspire somebody. I don't know who. If you're getting inspired by me, that's kind of concerning and you probably shouldn't. You should probably rethink your life choices and look back at what you did to get to this point to be inspired by me. But it's kind of cool to inspire someone, so why not? Number 6 is just to paint these canvases. This is my book wall. It's of Circe, which is my favorite book to ever exist. If you need a book recommendation from me, I will probably say Circe first, unless you give me a genre. I will say Circe. How long have I lived in this house? 3 years. For like 3 years, I've had these canvases up here. They have nothing on them, and I think they're cute with nothing on them, but they'd probably be cuter with something on them. I have ideas of what I want it to be. I'm just too lazy to paint them. And so I need to unlazy myself and paint them. It's not like a big goal. It's just a small goal. And you need small goals to outweigh the big goals so you feel good about yourself when you do the small goals and don't reach the big goals. And lastly, on my list of crafty goals is to make 2 stuffed animals. Last year, I made a crocheted Snoopy for my partner. They loved it. Snoopy's like their favorite little cartoon character. And I want to make more stuffed animals. But I fear amigurumi amigurumi, the crocheting stuffed animals is difficult. It might just be because I started off crocheting with the stuffed animal, and I started with cotton yarn, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I ordered one set and locked in. So those three combined set me up for failure. I did get it done though. But yeah, so I do want to make more stuff. I want to make a stuffed animal for my sister. I made the blanket for her in hopes that she could keep it for years and be like, this was my childhood blanket and my sister made it, da 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 da. So if I tragically die one day, she'll have something to remember me by, I guess. But you know, a stuffed animal would be cute too. So that's a goal. I also want to make myself one because obviously I have an obsession. That's my last crafty goal. So yeah, I have one more set of like artistic goals, and that's my writing goal. I used to write a lot. I never thought I was gonna like write a book or anything, and I still don't think I ever will. But I do like fictional writing and I like poetry. So that's kind of where these goals stem from. My first one is to write at least one poem a month. I used to write more than that, way more than that, but I fear I've fallen out of writing a lot. Not fallen out of love with it, I just haven't written as much as I used to, and I want to get back into that. I am already slacking on that, unfortunately, but I'm gonna write one, trust. I'll write one today. I will write a poem today for the month of January and then write another one for the month of February. Yeah, that literally offsets what I'm saying. And second on this list is to try to get back into short story writing. Basically my fan fiction. If you go on my links, I have a link to my Tumblr, which is where I used to write fan fiction. And it wasn't just about the fan fiction for me, it was about the fact that I loved writing, and I love whenever I get really into like a cartoon or a movie or whatever, I get so into it that I like do extra research on it and I dive so deep. And a way to kind of combine those two things and like love for writing and random topics and stuff was to write fan fiction about them. I used to take books and write fan fiction about them because I didn't see that a lot anywhere else, but I felt like I could do it. And so I did it and people loved it. Different movies and shows. My biggest one was probably my Avatar, the Blue People, Avatar the Way of Water. And so I want to go back into it, even if I'm not as deeply engraved into like these communities anymore. I think it'd be a nice way to get back into writing and stuff like that. Okay, so that's my last like crafty, creative kind of goal that I have for this year. I want to be more creative because I like to think that I'm an artistic person, and so having these goals will kind of push me towards keeping that part of myself. Moving on to the more personal kinds of goals I have. So my first social media goal is a goal that I've been saying and trying to achieve for 3 years, but it's just to take Instagram more seriously. I do digital diaries, which is just like posting about my month. And that's about all you ever get from me. So I need to get there if I want to do the whole social media thing, I fear. Second is to get 50K on TikTok. I used to have 40 something, and then I dropped down and I'm at 37 right now because I didn't post. When I got really popular on the app, it was because I was very deep into my mental health and very deep into my mental health spiral. And one of the things that I've always talked about for the past couple of years is mental health awareness and kind of spreading and being relatable to people so that they know they're not feeling these things alone and in these situations by themselves. And so I used to post a lot of stuff like that and just relatability and talking about my family and stuff like that. Just short little snippets to sounds and stuff. But that was when I got really popular. And so I'm still doing like all my mental health stuff. I just don't post about it. So I've lost followers because I don't do that anymore. But I want to start taking it seriously with the more like crafty lifestyle vlog type thing. So hopefully I just want to start posting again and get to that goal. If I don't, that's fine. But I do want to start getting back into it regularly. And then lastly is for YouTube, is to get 50 subscribers, to start a little community on a different app. I'm on every app. I'm bored. I need something new, something spice, and I need new friends. So hit me up. Probably the least interesting ones, but they're just my personal goals. I included these just because with an overall, like talking about your overall goals, it's important to also include ones that are just for you and not about what you do, but like about yourself. So that's what these are. So my first one is actually just a random one that I just put out there, and it's to solve my star Rubik's Cube. Let me go get it, wait. So I know how to solve a regular Rubik's Cube. I learned how to solve a regular Rubik's Cube years and years ago. I love Rubik's Cubes, they're so fun. And I got really into solving them, and so I knew how to solve like 4 or 5 different types. As I stopped playing with them, I forgot how to solve all of them except for the cube. So I only know how to solve the cube now, but I own like 6 different types. My favorite Rubik's Cube of all time is this guy right here. I don't even know what this one's called. I just call it a star because it has a little like star in the middle. I love her, and I want to solve her so that she can be pretty and in her prime. If I learned how to solve it at like 12, I can do it at 19. I don't know. I just want to be cool. It makes me feel like a cool little nerd to solve Rubik's Cubes, and I love being a cool little nerd. My second personal goal, which is probably the one that is most important to me as of right now, is journaling. I love the idea of journaling and just expressing your emotions. Like, I tend to not know how I'm feeling after I'm feeling it, and I tend to not know how to explain how I'm feeling to other people in words that make sense. So in journaling, I want to be able to do that daily or weekly or just whenever I need to understand myself more. I have this journal right here. It's just a little black little journal thing. Earlier I said that I can kind of do the cursive, and I've kind of been writing like that recently. This is what I meant. I changed my handwriting so that it looked pretty in journals. You can't see that. Okay, in the front, I just wrote "Write Your Heart Out." This is probably the only part of the entire book that you can understand the writing and like actually see what it says. The rest of it is kind of like scribbles because it's like me feeling emotions and then writing out the emotions. So you can kind of see that you can't really read it, but it's pretty, and I understand it, and it's just me writing, and so nobody else needs to understand it but me. But I can read it, and I'm writing more, and so I want to stay to doing this. Maybe by the end of the year I'll fill up this whole journal because I tend to have a lot of emotions and a lot of things to say. So, okay, so my other 2 goals are just random ones. The third one is to have 2 protective styles. I have straight hair. I wear my hair straight. I wash my hair and then straighten it on wash day. Like, I do. This is what I am. This is what I am. And I've been straightening my hair since 7th grade. And I've been saying that for the past couple of years, that I want to try to embrace my natural hair. But it's been hard because I don't know anything but straight hair at this point. And I deal with a lot of like stress about appearance. And so changing that when I'm just starting to like how I look is kind of iffy. And so just to get better in touch with myself and realizing that I don't need straight hair to be beautiful, and I'm just pretty the way I am, and I can do this, and I'm gorgeous and I'm pretty. My partner is going to love this goal because they love my natural hair, and they actually learned how to do my hair and do protective styles on me and do twists just so that I can wear them because I didn't want to go get it done and then hate it and after paying a whole bunch of money. So shout out to them. This is a goal for you. The last goal for my 2025 year is to get an A in my creative writing class. Class started yesterday, and it's the one class that I care about. Like, it's the one class where if I don't pass or don't get a good grade, I'm gonna feel like a horrible, disgusting, nasty person because I know that I can creative write. And it's about like short story, fiction, and poetry. I know I can do those. Last semester, my final for English class was literally a group presentation. I not only did the presentation by myself because I have anxiety and didn't want to work with random strangers, but I not only did the presentation by myself, but I presented about writing, and I used one of my own poems to argue said thing. So I shared one of my own personal poems in class. People not only applauded me, but my teacher told me to send it to him after because it sounded great. And then he told me that it was great and I should think about publishing my writing. So I know I can do it. So if I don't get an A in creative writing, I'm going to lose my marbles. I barely have any screws up here. They're all going to be gone. All of them are going to be gone. So I fear I need the A to stay sane. And so yeah. Anyways, the very last thing I have on here is, I don't know, can you zoom? Is this. It just says protect my peace. I've been dealing with a lot recently. Family, relationship stuff like that, just personal in my personal life. I've been dealing with a lot recently. And so I recently learned that it's okay to put myself first. It's okay to think about my own well-being before thinking about someone else's. And that doesn't make me selfish. If I'm in a bad situation, I can think about myself before thinking about how the bad situation is affecting somebody else. And so, all in all, I want to protect my peace this year and try to live a decent 19. I just want to live a decent 19. That's the goal. The goal is to have a decent 19, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I post more. I think my next video will probably be 25 and 25 for books, or maybe a vlog if I feel like doing that at all. But yeah, thank you. Have a good day. I don't want to edit this. I don't want to watch this back.